Welcome back to this very late April update. And to be honest, I kind of lost my mojo for the hobby over the last month. And it's mainly down to the fact that I've had to tackle the problem of point motors and point wiring. But prior to that, I've got some track down. So here you can see I've got the main station all set up. There's two main lines running through. There's two terminus lines on each side, and then there's a branch line which is going to go to the lifting section. So as we go down the tracks, you can see that the first points are arriving, and I don't admit to being the greatest electrician. All the time, I don't like it, and the only people I can go back to if I've got a problem is people on the internet or people like you yourselves who are watching the channel or who have produced videos about problems they may encounter. And I did encounter problems. I still don't know what the problem was, but it seems to have gone away. So I can't rectify it because I didn't solve it. But hopefully there won't be any problems any further. And I have bitten the bullet and tackled the point motors and all the switches. So here you can also see the fact that I have actually got around to purchasing the network YouTube map from Scale Model Scenery, and there you can see Alnahudy Central takes its pride of place. So all these points are Electrofrog Pico points. So the points I'm using are the Gauge Masters SEEP PM1s. These are point motors with the switch in, so that you can isolate and switch the polarity from the negative to the positive. So I bought 9 point motors from Rails of Sheffield, which you can see here. They're the PM1 point motors, and as I said before, it's got the polarity switch on there. So these were £3.99 each, and I could find these were the cheapest basically on Rails of Sheffield. They were slightly dearer on Hattons, but I got a great service from Rails of Sheffield because with these I also bought the Cobalt CDU plus 2, and because they didn't have this in stock and they have to order it when you order it, they waived the postage on that so that I could get the PM point motors prior to that arriving. So I was thoroughly impressed with the service I got from Rails of Sheffield, and I'll be using them again. So here you can see this is the a SEEP point motor, and on there you can see the points that you have to wire to and solder to. So A, C, D, E, F, B. And what I did was set up my own diagram which I drew in the computer, showing which colour wires I was going to use for each point motor. So obviously the CDU, DCC Concepts Cobalt CDU, maintains a 16 volt input coming into the actual into the model railway, and they reckon you can run around 25 to 30 points off this at the same time. The positive goes to the switch, and then the 2 switch wires come out and go to each end of the wiring circuit on the point motor. This isn't going to be a how-to guide of how to wire up a point motor, because quite frankly out there on YouTube already there are much better videos than this. But this is just something I'm showing you of what I did to try and aid me. I have wired each colour cable to the applicable point on the actual point motor, and then from there I've put them into chop blocks, which just makes it slightly easier for when wiring it underneath the table. Then I can just simply connect in rather than having to solder one solid wire all the way from the switch to the point and vice versa. Now what I did also was I wired up a simple switch just to make sure that the point motors were working, because I didn't want to install them all and then find out there were some dodgy ones. So before putting them on, I wired them up to the switch, and here you can see that the switch is working. I had the dilemma then of actually drilling the point motors underneath the baseboard. Now you can see I'm using 9mm ply for the majority of the board, so I had to find a screw smaller in length than the actual baseboard, because what you don't want to be doing is screwing from underneath and then going into your track. And what I found easier, when you first point the point in underneath, you have to centralise the actual switch blades on the point. So what I found useful was using two lollipop sticks to hold it into the centre, and then using a pair of pliers with elastic bands around the actual grip, so I can grab hold of the pin from the top to stop it from falling out underneath. So there you can see the tie bar rod sticking through, and the pliers have clamped it shut, and they're holding the point from dropping. So then it was time to drill. So here you can see the point motor in situ. Prior to drilling, I made sure that the point was working freely and that it had clearance on all sides. And then it was a simple case of drilling the point motor underneath, and then because I've added the chock box, it's just a case of connecting up the applicable wires to the switch and to the control panel, which I haven't actually built yet. So here you can see the fact that the switch is moving freely, and then once you're happy, that's when you can actually trim down the rod. And this is just an example of how well the electrofrog points are compared to other points like the insaw frog, where there's a dead section. On the electrofrog, you can run a locomotive at very, very slow speed right over the point, and there shouldn't be any cutouts. So that's really what I've been up to this month. Just trying to find time and biting the bullet of actually getting up into the railway room and tackling the problem which I've been putting off, to be fair. What I also did this month was visit the Liverpool Model Railway Society show, which took place in Liverpool in April. And here you can see the Liverpool Model Railway website. And it was a great day out. One of the contributors which I saw there was Dudley Central, who has his own YouTube channel. And here you can see that there was a great deal of exhibitors and a great variety of layouts at the show. So sit back and enjoy some of the moments that were captured at the show. For tuning in. Please, if you've got any suggestions about how I may be able to improve the wiring or the layout in general, put them in the comments below, or you can message me on YouTube, or you can visit the site at the Alnahudy Central Facebook site, and I'll be back soon with an update on how I'm getting on with the dreaded wiring. Ugh.